welcome to my video. In this one, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a different one. I'm kind of taking a step back from my normal cryptids and top 10 lists and paranormal, only because something funny happened to me today. Well, actually, when I post this, it'll be yesterday. It happened on Saturday, so let's make it clear on that. On May 16th. Um, like I've stated in a few of my videos previously, I had been clued in that I look greatly like a character on Sons of Anarchy by the name of Opie Winston, I believe is his name. The actor's name is Ryan Hurst. Um, I know I have not a video that actually shows me, so you guys can compare. Actually, there is one, but it is kind of a hidden one. It's accessible. I mean, I don't have it private or anything, but at one point, if you actually care enough, I might start showing videos of that. But actually, the video that started all this has me walking away. It doesn't actually have my face, but regardless, I know this might seem like a cop out to do a video like this. I probably should have done this for a bonus video during the week, but time constraints and everything, I had a family issue. And I thought I'd just share kind of a funny story with you, almost like a vlog in a way. But let me take a step back and I'll tell you how this all began, and then I'll jump forward to what happened to me recently. And I think you'll greatly enjoy it. If you can stick through this, it'll be worth it, I would think. But I work in the construction field, and I was working at a school, and I just happened to be walking by an electrician on a ladder, and all of a sudden he's looking at me, and he says, "Hey," he said, "you look exactly like this one guy." I'm like, "Okay, who's that?" And he says, "You look like a guy from Sons of Anarchy, Opie." I'm like, "I've never watched the show, you know," and he said, "Oh," he said, "I thought you were trying to look like him, with your hair and your beard and everything." I'm like, "No, I have no idea who you're even talking about." And just because how shows go, I said, "Is he dead?" And he said, "Yeah, they killed him off last season." So you can tell how long ago this was. And from that point, I went home and I looked it up on the computer, this guy, and I, I was like, "Oh my word, this guy's my perfect twin." And I even showed my wife, because my parents are always saying I look like other people, but both my wife and I say, nah, nothing like it. But when I showed her him, she was like, "Wow, he could be you, or you could be him." But just so to get the air clear here, I have never watched an episode of Sons of Anarchy. I have nothing against it. I mean, I like bikes and everything like that, and uh, I've been meaning to watch it on Netflix since I haven't, since this guy made this comment. But I have, at this point, on May 17th, when I'm recording this, I have not watched a single episode. I don't know anything about it other than it's this motorcycle group. But to take a step forward, uh, after this, I had I go to the store because I frequently go there to get stuff for my wife or what have you, and I was walking out, and there was these two kids standing outside the store. I mean, I'm calling them kids, but they were probably about 16, 17, 18, something like that. And all of a sudden, the one starts patting the other one on the shoulder because he wasn't looking at me, and he's pointing at me, and he's I'm seeing him mouth the words like, "Is that is that is that what I think it is?" And I don't even react. But as soon as I'm starting to walk by, all of a sudden his buddy looks up and he got this huge smile on his face all of a sudden, and he acted like pardon the term, but like a fangirl, where all of a sudden he couldn't talk, and all he did was look at me. He's like, hi. And I'm like, hey, what's up, brother? And I just keep walking. And as I'm walking away, I hear them saying, you know who that was? You know who that was? And frequently I come home and I tell my wife, I said, you're not going to believe what happened. And she's like, you got mistaken identity again. I'm like, yeah. But today, or yesterday, it took the cake. I was, I went to the store, same one that I had gotten supposedly recognized from last time, to get something to eat. Well, they didn't have the stuff that we wanted, so I thought, well, I'll just drop by Burger King. So I'm going through the drive-through, and as soon as I get to the window, the woman tells me, she said that what my amount was. It was like 16 something. And I never carry cash, so I just used my bank card. And all of a sudden, she's just kind of staring at me like strange, like she didn't know what she was doing. Well, I handed her the card, and she swiped it real quick and handed it back to me. And she handed me the receipt, and I knew that with a $16 order, that normally I don't have to sign for it. Well, all of a sudden, she yells back to the counter. She says, hey, do you guys have a pen? Do you guys have a pen? And I'm sitting there thinking, I have a pen, but whatever. And they come running up, and they hand her the pen, and all of a sudden she looks at me, and she hands me a piece of paper. It's not a receipt or anything like that. And she hands me a piece of paper and said, I hate to ask you this, but can I get your signature? I'm like, yeah, okay. And so I sign my name. And I have, like my wife says, a doctor's signature. And I even mentioned to her that I could see it resembling Ryan Hurst's signature, if you weren't aware of what his was, which I don't know. But um, all of a sudden, she gets pushed out of the way by this guy that was handling the food, which they never do. And he comes rushing up to the window, and he said, hands it to me. He said, everything's in there. And he's stuttering and everything like that. He said, everything's in there. I said, okay. I said, because I ordered cookies in there. I said, are the cookies in? Oh, yes, sir. They're in there, sir. And I'm like, okay. And he said, well, you have a good day, sir. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I come, I come home, and I tell my wife, I said, you're not going to believe this. And she said, you got recognized again. I said, yeah. And I started telling her the story, and I didn't get halfway through it, and all of a sudden she's like, she asked you for your autograph. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, it might just seem funny to me, especially since you don't have a comparison. But, what would you do in that situation? I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I kind of get a hint of it from how much is going on, but would you say anything, or would you just go with it, or what would you do? Because I just wanted to get my food and get out. So, that's my story for you today. And, yeah, it definitely was different. It's never a dull moment. But with that, I will see you in the next one. Be safe, and I will see you later.